Do you feel like you're stuck or find yourself attracting the same type of relationships and negative experiences, or just not manifesting what you want in life? Welcome to Heal Your Story. I'm your host, Heidi Dallaire. Here we discuss all things life, love, relationships, the relationship with yourself, and the stories we tell about ourselves and others. I help people get out of their busy heads and get back in touch with their heart space to learn self-love and help heal their story. I'm a heart space and relational coach, a holistic health practitioner, and author at HeidiDallaire.com and LoveWideOpen.com. Let's go hold some heart space together.
Hi, and welcome to episode 94. Are you in love with a narcissist? Or maybe you think it's love. Anyway, if you've followed me at all through Love Wide Open, you know I've published a lot of articles on narcissists and narcissism and the warning signs of narcissistic abuse. And today I want to talk about, we've gone over the warning signs of narcissistic abuse, if you are being abused by a narcissist, what to do to flee, to get out of that relationship. But we haven't really fully, dived into, what happens if you're in a romantic relationship with a narcissist? Yeah, we've touched upon it, but what if all of a sudden you're like, oh my God. Anyway, what would life be like if you were in love with a narcissist? When we're looking at relationships and behavior within relationships with a narcissist, it is important to distinguish first if your partner is a full-fledged narcissist or if your partner is just simply having narcissistic tendencies or traits. I think I've discussed this before where there's a spectrum for everything. We like to label everything narcissist, and we typically go straight to the end of narcissistic personality disorder when there are varying degrees of narcissism. And I've talked about this before. I most likely have had a narcissistic trait in my life, and so have you. And that's really hard to swallow for a lot of people. They're like, no, I've never done that. Oh, yeah, we have. Yeah, actually, we have, because our old patterning kicks up and we tend to fall into things. And then if you're in relation with a narcissist, you tend to mimic that behavior and kick up a lot of those traits yourself right within that relationship. So it's a back and forth abuse system, and we think it's love. But in most circumstances, having a romantic relationship with a narcissist is actually quite impossible, unless you are prepared to become a victim of long-term abuse. But if your partner has narcissistic traits and tendencies, but also has loving tendencies as well, maybe even a lot of good ones, then having a relationship with them is feasible. I want to clarify what I just said. A full-blown narcissist, you cannot have a relationship with them. It is impossible. You will be in pain forever. Someone who occasionally, not all of the time, has narcissistic tendencies, if they understand that they do and seek help for that and understand the underlying programming of why they are doing that, they can heal. But a true narcissist most likely will never go get help, and it will always be your fault. So if you're a person who's dedicated to somebody in a narcissistic relationship and refuse to leave or get out for some reason, then, okay, this topic's for you, and this is tough. And although I would never suggest that you stay in any unhealthy environment or relationship, I will offer a few tips for those that, for whatever reason, you're not ready to make the step, you're not quite ready to leave, you think that your love can save them, you're waiting for them to understand how much you love them, and you're waiting for them to understand how much they love you. But it's not easy. to quote unquote be in love with a narcissist. There's a lot of pain involved. There are a few realities you're going to have to face. You're going to have to accept the fact that you will never have a true place in the relationship. You're never going to have a true place in the relationship. If you're hooked up with a narcissist and are adamant to make the relationship work, then you're going to have to accept the fact that the relationship will never be about you. Never. It will always be about them. And you cannot expect anything from this person. They do not have the capability of being generous or empathetic in any way with your situation unless it fuels their ego in some way. So don't be fooled by the good gestures that come around, because a narcissist is actually incapable of good doing outside of their own state of being. They're working within their own reality. They're working within a state of their ego that it's like looking in a mirror and not seeing anything back from them. It's them. That's all there is. There's nothing that comes back actually towards you in a full loving gesture other than the small placards and the little crumbs that you may get from them. You're also going to need to understand that you're going to have to stop trying to be the person that your partner expects you to be. It's impossible to become the person that your narcissistic partner desires you to be. There's no living person that can live up to those expectations, mostly because those expectations change daily, if not minute by minute. A narcissist sees you only in relation to how they perceive themselves. If they don't like the way they appear to others for whatever reason, then they will blame it on you. It's going to be your fault, always. Because they can't accept blame or take responsibility for anything. Ever. You're going to have to not blame yourself for their behavior. No matter what happens, please just don't blame yourself for your partner's bad behavior. Do not blame yourself, but also don't expect your partner to take the blame either, or apologize, or feel bad about anything. In extreme cases of narcissism and narcissistic abuse, your partner might even push you to admit that you were wrong and try to make you feel bad. They're going to gaslight you all over the place. And even if you say to your partner to appease them, "I'm sorry, it's my fault," be sure to remain strong and keep your internal insight enough to realize what's actually happening around you. A narcissist, whether they are your partner or your lover or not, will at some point desire to break you, to destroy you. And in a romantic relationship, the narcissist cannot stand the thought that they are the cause of any problem or that they are the problem. The moment they sense that you are laying eyes on them in a negative light, this is the moment then that they will try to break you and hurt you. Because they have to control how you see things. And most importantly, how you see them. They don't care if they ruin you in the process, as long as they see you are the bad person and not them in your eyes. Right? That you're the one who's wrong. You're the one who's bad. So to be romantically involved with a true narcissist, hey, it ain't easy, and you're in for a really long, painful road ahead. And perhaps someday you will find the strength, the will, and the confidence to fight the narcissism and free yourself. There's something inside of you that's saying you're searching for love and approval in all the wrong places, that you're willing to be abused to get it. And this is where I say I talk about this topic a lot because I've been there, and now this is what I do. I help people get out and see the light and build their own self-confidence. So being in love with a narcissist will cause you continual pain. And I hope that you learn to love yourself more and more and more, and put your own self-love and self-worth at the forefront of who you are, and stop hurting yourself. Stop hurting yourself thinking that someone else is going to love you. You got to love you. Because you deserve better. You deserve better than any sort of abuse. And I wish you much luck on your journey. And if you want help, please reach out. I do individual coaching sessions and programs with people to build self-worth, self-confidence, come back to a place of empowerment so that you never end up in a situation like this again. You can find the link in any bio I have, or go straight to HeidiDelaire.com to the Work With Me page and book a Heal Your Story strategy session, and we can talk about the next steps forward. Thanks for listening. And I truly do understand how hard it is to get out, because I was there. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of courage. But you're worth it. You are worth it, and you're worth your own love, and you deserve better. Sending much love. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Heal Your Story. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find me, my coaching services, my book, or book a Heal Your Story strategy session at HeidiDelaire.com. For other self-development articles, go to LoveWideOpen.com. And you can also follow me at Heidi Delaire or Love Wide Open on all social media channels. Thanks so much. Sending lots of love.